Hey everybody, welcome back to another Slimefun tutorial with your host Boomer. Today we're going to do something unique, something that I've never attempted before in Slimefun. Now, I've done this 100 times in vanilla, probably not 100, probably about 25 or 30. How many of you have ever set up your base in a guardian temple, right? The massive amount of time and effort you've got to go in, you've got to kill the three elder guardians. You've got to clear the water out of the temple. You've got to set up a wall, some kind of perimeter, break it down, use sponges, sand, whatever it takes to clear this thing out. Well, we're going to borrow part of a build from El Mango and part of a build from just probably common sense to literally fill and clear everything you see here. And we're going to take the Guardian Temple all the way down to nothing. We're going to have to do this in a couple of stages. Stage one is borrowing El Mango's design for the flying machines to get the sand clearly all the way across and fill this in. Stage two, I'm going to go into the temple, clear the remaining water. And three, we're going to use a plugin I never thought I was going to touch again, Sensible Toolbox, to actually clear everything. This is going to be one huge time lapse, and when we're done, we'll come back at the end of each stage and talk about what actually took place. So just to give you a very short, quick introduction to what's going on. We're using 20 Stoneworks factories to generate enough sand. Right now I'm getting 20 at a crack going out. I'm conservatively estimating I'm going to need approximately 108,000 sand to do this. Once all these hoppers and all of these block placers are completely full, we'll be at the halfway point. And I'll be pretty comfortable enough to turn this machine on. Redstone clocks from STB will fire the block placers. Sand will drop and fill up. As it gets all the way down and fills up to this level, when the sand stops right in front of this observer, it'll fire the pistons to push the sand one block over, and will also trigger El Mango's build for the flying machines. Now, we won't get sand being pushed across for a long time, but once it does, this is going to be really cool. Now, I am going to have to break these ahead of time, so we're going to go ahead and clear this out, just these blocks right here, because they're just going to get in the way. It's going to be hard for sand to get underneath them, so we're going to bust these out. And once we get this completely filled out, then what we'll do is we'll come back and we will go into the temple. We will remove all the water that's left inside. And then stage three will be to set up the block clearing process for the Elder Builder from STB. So let me get in position, and as soon as we're ready to start this up, we'll begin. Wow, can you believe that? We are almost done. We have been at this. The recording on this first started 20 hours ago. Now, I don't remember if I said this or not in the very beginning, but one of the things you had to be very careful of is to make absolutely certain you've cleared all the kelp on top of it, around it, to the sides of it, left, front, back, center. I missed 4 things of kelp, and it slowed this down quite a bit. So I had to go back and manually clear them out. But all we've got left is that side, that little bit right there, and just a little bit over here. So while this finishes up, and I'm going to make sure there's no kelp over here because that would like royally stink. But no, we've got a tower going. So it looks like we are in good shape. Okay. So that'll finish up. What we're going to do is we're actually going to dig into the middle. And we are going to start clearing out the water inside of the temple. Now, I could finish letting this fill up on the sides and go right to step 3, where we actually automatically start clearing this. However, water source blocks with STB don't clear well, so we do need to clear the water. Now, with this big contraption, there was a much faster way, and my initial plan was to use redstone clocks from STB to drop sand every 1.5 seconds and have the pistons push it and fill it all the way. The problem was with the piston push limit is we couldn't get the flying machines to line up right. No matter what I did, I wasn't going to be able to get more than the row on the right of the 2 slime blocks here. So we had to go back and change and tremendously alter this machine from what El Mango did. We had to literally reverse the order and let the flying machines be what triggered the drops of the block placers from STB. Now there is another way I can set this up. I could have done 5 rows of block placers, have the pistons push out 13 blocks and covered it all. And then I wouldn't have had to use the flying machines, and actually it would have filled this up in about 15 minutes. I'm not kidding you. It would have filled up this entire area using 300 block placers, 300 pistons, all the cargo. It would have filled up this entire thing in about 15 minutes. But that wouldn't have been as fun. I mean, it's definitely what I'm going to do the next time I do this. I'm not going to use the flying machines. But for now, we need to break in, and we're going to break in the middle. And I want to make sure I'm as close to the center as I can. Let's see. Do we want to let this go? Yeah, let's let this set of flying machines go by. We're going to go in underneath this and start clearing out water. Now, we are going to run into guardians and such, but hey, you know what? We're in creative. If you're in single player on a server, you can deal with that. For our purposes today, we're just digging right in. So to stop any additional sand, we'll just place a sponge there. And let's give ourselves a torch. We just want to be able to see what we're doing here. And there's the temple. So we're going to break in, and as you can see, we have a water problem that we need to deal with. And we have an Elder Guardian problem that we need to deal with. One problem at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and start clearing this out. We're going to put this on a time lapse and see how long it takes us to clear the temple. right, we've got it done. We have all the sand placed. We've gotten rid of the flying machines just so that we can record this, make this look a little bit better. We have one last task to do, and that's to set up the block placer. And this is actually going to clear all this for us. So let's head back over here. Oops, there we go. All right, go down. So we're going to use an STB block placer, and we're going to set it to clear mode. Now I've gone and got my coordinates already. What I did is I started one block in so that the sand walls will stay up when we're done. And I went to the other corner and dug down to y equals 39, and that's where I wanted to stop, which is the bottom layer of the Guardian Temple. There'll be some water left over. We're never going to clear it out with the block placer anyways. So let's set this up. We're going to be charging the machine with the energy cell, and we have quite a few energy cells ready to go. So hopefully this is going to be enough. All right, we're going to give it the coordinates of where to dig. We're going to make sure we're on clear mode. We are. No redstone. As soon as I hit this button, this thing starts. Ready? So it's going to start and go from our right to left. So let me get up high enough here and we can watch this. Why don't you say, let's do a little bit of time lapse and have some fun. Have it, guys. We have ourselves an ocean base, and a cool thing about this is we can go back and actually make a guardian farm in here still. The temple, while physically gone, is still a temple monument here. We just have to rebuild it within the walls of this base, and we can build it any style we like. Just to give you an idea, how long did all this take? The actual filling of the sand took pretty close to 24 hours. Had I done the method that I originally wanted to do, it would have been about 15 minutes. And we're actually going to do a second video on filling and clearing a Guardian Temple with STB. I'm going to go with my original plan, but I wanted to play with flying machines a little bit just to see if I understood the concept and was able to make adjustments on the fly. Get it? Going in and clearing the temple out with the water actually only took about 15 minutes. And then clearing out the remaining blocks took pretty close to 2 hours. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure that, not including setup time, that I can do it in under half an hour. Maybe slightly more. So we're going to make that video here very shortly as well. But I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate your support and your time watching this channel, the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. There's a lot of cool content still coming. Really appreciate you. But as always, when you're playing Slimefun in Minecraft, you've got to go boomer or you got to go home. We'll see you later.